everyone has had a Merry Christmas.
Welcome everyone to the 2023 Garden Wrap-Up. I am the Croc Gardener. Alongside me is Kid Croc, and out on assignment we have Croc Boy. Today we are going to go through and evaluate the garden. We're going to tell you what we tried new this year, what went right, what went wrong, what we harvested, and what we're going to plan on doing next year, what we're not going to do next year, a whole list of things. Let's get started. Let's start with, what did we try new this year?
Ground cherries, grapes, purple tomatoes, onions, garlic, turnips, and
Pak choy! So we tried all those new this year. We had a couple things that were pleasant surprises. What are those?
Apple on Honeycrisp apple tree. We have 12 of those.
Yeah, we had 12 apples on that thing this year. That's pretty good. That's the all-time high for our apple tree.
And a grocery store onion hack.
Yeah, we took an onion, and we took it from the grocery store, one of those green onions. We cut her up, put her in some food, and then we took the little nubbins on the end. And what did we do with that? We planted that in the garden, didn't we?
Yeah.
We ended up growing those, and those grew to be huge, and we did onion powder out of those.
And
what else?
Walking onions?
Yeah, those all came back this year. So we also had a bunch of onions for onion powder from those guys. Those guys were pretty, those worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
So.
And we have onion and garlic harvest.
Yeah, the onion and garlic harvest went very well. We still have onions and garlic left over, I believe. Do you think we do?
Yeah.
Maybe we ought to go check in with our reporter that's out on assignment on this. Let's now go out in the field to Croc Boy and see if there's any onions and garlic in the pantry.
Yep, we still have some onions. Back to you, Croc Gardener.
That's just great, Croc Boy. I think we'll still have some onions for about another month or so. And garlic for a long while as well.
Yeah.
That worked out real well. Let's move on now to things that did not work.
Things that did not work. Broccoli.
There were lots of bugs eating our broccoli, and we ran into some heat early, so it caused some bolting, which was never good.
And sweet potatoes.
What happened to the sweet potatoes, Kid Croc?
I was the one probably that guessed, because I'm thinking that moles or voles ate them.
Yeah, we ended up with very minimal sweet potatoes this year.
Because they have
not
lots
like
of
the year
holes.
before where we had a banner crop. I think we had something definitely eating those out because they just looked like there was nothing but skins left on those things.
Yeah.
So what else didn't work very well?
Carrots.
I think we planted those things way too late this year. Matter of fact, they're still in the garden, and they aren't looking very, very big at all.
Yeah.
So, well, we'll have to go out there later this winter and harvest and see what's out there yet. But for right now, we're marking those as a check, as it did not work. What's next?
And cabbage.
Cabbage? You mean cabbage?
Cabbage.
Yes, the cabbage. I think I started these seeds too early. The plants got way too big in their containers. And what had happened was they all got root bound. And then when I went to go plant them, they just didn't fare too well. Other things on that was I don't think I harvested them in time because they did bolt. And I did some other varieties that I just particularly didn't care for. So we're going to stick with the plain old cabbage instead of doing a lot of the purple cabbages and different things like that. So what else is on that did not work list?
Squash.
Yes, squash bugs were horrible this year.
Yeah, they're horrible.
They were everywhere. They ate all the squashes. Well, not all the squashes, but most of the squashes. The Ron Picante squashes did fairly well.
Yeah.
But all the other squashes were eaten by squash bugs. We had some zucchini plants late in the year that we planted that were eaten by squash bugs.
Yeah.
We did get some zucchini, however, but for the most part, a lot of those squashes were not doing very good with the squash bugs.
I kind of like the squash bugs. They're silly.
They are very silly, aren't they?
Yeah.
let's move on now to things that did work in the garden. Things that work pretty much as normal.
Tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, green beans, pole beans,
Chives,
peas, comfrey, sunflowers,
zinnias,
zinnias, and hops.
and hops. Yes. So the tomatoes. Yeah, we did get a good crop of tomatoes. Those guys, we planted them late. So they did come in late. Matter of fact, I picked a bunch of green ones, and I think we should go check in. I think we got our croc boy out on assignment there. He's moving over to the box of tomatoes. Is he there yet? Wait, not yet. Yeah, now he's there. Let's send it out to Croc Boy real quick, and we're gonna see him, and we're gonna see if we got any red tomatoes left in the tomato box. Croc Boy, to you.
I'm on site with a box of green tomatoes. Let's see if there's any red tomatoes. Yep, there's red tomatoes. Back to you, Croc Gardener.
Oh, that's great. We're gonna have fresh tomatoes for the new year. That is awesome. What do you think about those fresh tomatoes?
They're gonna be
You
good.
like those fresh tomatoes? Perfect. Yeah, looking down on this list, also we had a bunch of peppers. Those peppers did produce very well. We had actually had a mistake with some of the peppers.
Yeah.
We ended up getting a habanero pepper when we thought we were getting some type of Tabasco pepper. Basically, we didn't start that one from any seed. We just bought that from the big box store and got it off the shelf. Well, we grabbed the wrong one.
And guess who got habanero?
Who?
Croc Boy.
Yeah. It's never Kid Croc's fault. It's always Croc Boy's fault. Imagine that. So, we'll report on those later. The peas did fantastic as well. We'll report on those later. So, let's move on. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
What's the next category should we go with?
What we did wrong.
Ooh, dun dun dun. What did we do wrong? Well, I'll tell you what we did wrong. We had mint all over the garden, and well, just mainly in one bed, and it started spilling outside of one bed. We had mint everywhere. So that was a product of not this year, but last year. We planted some stuff that wasn't labeled, and it was mint. That stuff is invasive, so we got to work on getting that stuff out of that bed. I've been digging it out. I did move it to a spot where I can have it more controlled because I'm going to mow around it. So yes, that stuff is nasty, but it still works good for like teas and different things like that. So that worked out real well.
Yeah.
Neglect. We were gone for 2 weeks this summer. Where'd we go?
Alaska.
Oh, that was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
You guys should try that and go out to Alaska if you ever get the chance. I think it's awesome. But in that time frame, we had problems. We had let the garden go for 2 weeks, and we had plenty of weeds when we came back. Tons of weeds. So
That we had to pick out for like a day.
No, it was longer than a day. It was like 2 weeks that we picked these weeds out.
Well, yeah.
So the other thing that we did wrong was we planted those tomatoes late. Another product of the Alaska vacation. We were a little worried that we weren't getting enough, or we were going to be gone when those tomatoes were ripening. So we planted those tomatoes later in the year, and they just didn't produce like I liked them to.
Yeah.
So I think we ran out a little bit out of time on there. We didn't fertilize or water enough. We do use some organic fertilizers in our garden. I just didn't get out there enough to go out there and water as much as I should. And usually those fertilizers are water based, so I water them with the watering can. Another fatal mistake. Well, I shouldn't say fatal. Another major mistake that we had was we did not harvest some of our products. We had some things looking good, like the pak choy. It looked fantastic. Elderberries, fabulous. Squash, we had some squash out there, but they got eaten before we could harvest them.
Yeah.
Those dang squash bugs were out there like crazy. Now, moving on to some of those pests that kept on bugging us this year. One of the things that we did wrong this year that I think made those pests love our garden was that we did not plant any marigolds. This next year, we are going to plant a ton of marigolds around the garden. Those guys, I think, just help deter some of the bugs, some of the pests. They got a very fragrant aroma that keeps those pests away.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's next year marigolds. Those are easy plant to plant. We got a bunch of seeds that we can get them going from. We didn't plant a single one this year.
Yeah.
This next year, we're going to be ready for them.
Well,
and those marigolds are going to be fabulous.
I told you whenever we were at a store, but you're like, no, let's not get these.
Yeah, because we were going to grow seeds at home and we never did.
Well, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
That's the way it works. All right, so what are we going to do different this next year?
Plant tomatoes earlier.
Yes, I think we're going to plant the tomatoes earlier. We're going to plant the beans earlier, the pole and bush beans. We got a mission to kill.
A mint.
Yes, we're going to get that mint out of that garden bed. We're going to have to take us weeding every day, digging out the roots. We're going to get it done. We're going to plant some peppers that we dug up. We dug up some peppers from some roots and all on the peppers. And we put them in some containers. And we're going to check those out this next year. Matter of fact, I think we should go see if Croc Boy is out on assignment again. What do you think? Yes, let's go check it out. Croc Boy, are you there? Can we see if we have any peppers still in pots?
Looks like we got 8 of these peppers, Croc Gardener.
Excellent. I didn't realize I dug up that many peppers. That's awesome, isn't it? Thanks for the report, Croc Boy. All right, moving on. We're going to focus this next year. We're going to do some research. We're going to try hard, and we're going to see if we can get these broccoli to work. I like broccoli. You like broccoli?
Broccoli's the best.
Oh, it is. We're going to get that to work. We're going to focus so much more on broccoli this next year that we're going to do some less experimentation. We're going to do some known varieties. Just use the known varieties. Maybe not go out and say, oh, man, look at this. This one worked out well. Or this one will work very well. But no, let's just do with stuff that works in our area, stuff we know how to do, less experimentation, let's focus on getting that broccoli going. The other thing that we need to do this year is maybe not plant so many things close together.
Yeah, like the garlic, and what else?
Yep, we're just gonna plant some things, but we're gonna have a good close spacing, but we're not gonna do them as close together so we don't have any problems with things weeding each other out. So the other thing we need to do this next year is we just plain old need to stop being lazy. Stop the neglect. It's just ridiculous. Get out there, we're gonna weed. We're gonna go out, we're gonna water, we're gonna fertilize, we're gonna make things grow. What do you say about that?
Yes, definitely.
Another thing we're going to do better than this year is we're going to harvest and harvest some more. We're going to try to get the most out of our garden that we can get out of there. Last thing on the list that we're going to do is plant those dang marigolds. All right, let's go over what we've gotten for harvest this year. Tomatoes. We got still lots of them in the freezer. We're going to process those guys this winter when we have a little bit more time. We did eat a lot of them fresh. We did make some taco sauce out of them. The taco sauce was just unbelievable. Yes. You like tacos? How about a taco on a Tuesday? You like a taco on a Tuesday? Yes. I like tacos on a Tuesday. Peppers. We use those fresh.
Yeah.
We froze a bunch. We dehydrated a bunch and made it into powder. We got a chili powder. We did have several varieties out there. We had Tabasco, habanero, Big Jim, jalapeno. We had a lot of good peppers out there, didn't we?
Lots.
Green beans. We had some canned. We had some fresh. We had some pull beans that we dried out. We put those in. We're gonna put those in some jars after they've been fully dried.
The green beans were so fun picking.
Oh, they were a blast, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yes. Next, we had some chives. We had that fresh. We had onions and garlic. We had a lot of fresh onions, a lot of garlic we put in storage. That is definitely something we are going to do again this year. Peas. We had a ton of peas this year. Peas are my little garden snack I like to go out there and just munch on.
Me too.
Yeah, they're just fantastic.
Yeah.
They're also fantastic in stir fries. We ate a bunch of them fresh, put some in our salads. We did freeze a bunch of them as well. We did eat a lot of strawberries this year.
Yes, lots.
We did plant a lot of strawberries this year, so our strawberry bed did look a little weak.
Yeah.
It was about time to start fresh. So we do have a video on that, on starting fresh with that, with the strawberries. We did get some blackberries this year. Those guys did very well.
Yeah.
The apples.
Those.
How'd those apples taste?
Good.
Yes, they were fantastic. Zucchini. We made some zucchini bread. That was very good.
Yes.
Zucchini on the grill was very good. And we still have some frozen for some more zucchini bread. Sunflowers. We should just go outside and ask all the birds what they think about our sunflowers.
Yeah.
Those did fantastic this year. We had a bunch of sunflower heads, and we harvested a bunch of seeds off of those guys.
And every day
So-
every day I look out the window, I always see one bird actually eating.
Yeah, they love them, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. And even whenever it was snowing yesterday.
Yeah, they loved it, eating the sunflowers in the snow.
Yeah.
So now, next we have hops that are on the list. We got some of those. We dried them out. We put them in the freezer. They're ready to make a homebrew with. We're going to have to do a little harvest ale this winter for that. And then that'll be ready for the spring to drink. It'll be great. Dehydrated, some mint.
Yes.
Even though the mint was our nemesis,
Yeah.
we're still going to use it. We dehydrated it. It's going to be good in some tea. All right, what's next on our list there, Kid Croc?
Things we are working on for next and future years.
Yeah, so a lot of these are stuff that just sticks around in the garden and comes back from year to year. The main one we focused on this year was our strawberries. Yes, we had to refresh our strawberry bed. It was getting a little old. That thing was about 5 years old, so we refreshed it. This next year, we should be tackling on some good strawberry harvest. We even expanded a couple areas in the backyard and put some strawberries in there, so we should have a lot of strawberries.
Yeah, lots.
Apples, we're going to continue to prune those apple trees, fertilize those apple trees, take care of those apple trees, and we're going to get some apples this next year. Grapes. We planted the grapes this year. That was the first year we planted the grapes.
Yes.
Believe that they rooted very nicely. This next year is going to be a let it grow year. You think?
What do you think they taste like?
Let it grow, and then the third year I think is the year that maybe we can start getting some harvests off those grapes.
What do you
We
think
got some red
they
grapes
taste
and
like?
we got some white grapes.
What do
I think they're going to taste like nectar of the gods. What do you think?
Yeah. But even though I never tried them yet, I haven't tried
Yeah, well,
them.
we haven't gotten any yet, so
Well, yeah.
I think they're going to taste fantastic.
Yeah.
Asparagus. This is the year we're going to get some asparagus.
Definitely.
Definitely. I love asparagus. Peaches. Hopefully, maybe this next year we'll get some peaches. We got a couple peach trees that are ready to produce, so I'm hoping this is the year for the peaches here coming up in 2024. Blackberries. We're going to continue to grow our blackberry patch, so maybe we can get some
And guess
blackberry
what?
jam, blackberry pie,
And at our
blackberry cobbler.
and at our campground, we have blackberries.
Yeah, we're going to maybe go out there and pick some of the wild blackberries out there as well. And another thing we're going to do, we're going to focus on the soil. We're going to get all those worms in that soil.
Yeah.
We've been putting some devices in the soil that's got some lids on so we can feed the worms all our kitchen scraps and our coffee grinds and everything else. So we're gonna check that out and see how things work with that, and hopefully that'll bring a lot of worms to the soil and distribute a lot of nutrients in the soil. We did also plant a lot of comfrey this year, so we use that as mulch, and when that breaks down, that also feeds the soil. We're gonna have a ton of comfrey this next year. It's gonna be fantastic. Let's check in real quick with Croc Boy. He's out at the garden, and he's going to give us a weather forecast. Croc Boy, how's the weather out there in the garden?
Everything frozen and back to you, Croc Gardener.
Okay. That's to be about expected. You know, when it gets cold, it snows, nothing grows. So things happen. So that, I think, is all we have for today. What do you think about that?
Good.
I think we did good overall. I'd say I give ourselves a B. Wasn't a fantastic year for the garden, but I think we made do. We were gone for 2 to almost 3 weeks,
Yeah.
so that kind of hurt us. But overall, I think we did pretty well.
Yeah.
We're always gonna be improving, and we'll just see how things go.
Yeah. And I told my dad that I wanted a new, like a bed for the garden so I can plant my own crops.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna have him and Croc Kid and Croc Boy, Kid Croc and Croc Boy. I think they're gonna have their own little garden this year. So everybody stay safe. Have a happy new year. Let's ring in 2024 and let's get growing. Cheers, everybody.
Thanks for watching.